Hi YouTube, how are you? Elizabeth here, back with another vlog. Today we're going to be talking about the Aries Libra Axis. I did want to note that I am learning Western tropical astrology. There are many perspectives for astrology, so you can think of them as lenses on a camera. Just change it, you get just a little bit of a different perspective, but I live in the West. This is the one I like the best for me. I have checked out other ones, they're all interesting. So today, Aries, Libra, 1st and 7th house. I do have some notes here, so I'm going to be referring to them just so that I move things as smoothly as possible, because there's a lot of information. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I have turned my comments back on. I kind of goofed on the first video with that. Sorry. New to YouTube, so I'm just learning. I did want to just make a note, just something you can think about. Carl Jung used astrology as a diagnostics tool in his analytical practices. So that can be something interesting if you want to go down a rabbit hole. So let's get started. Aries, first sign of the zodiac. That's all about, now this is the sun sign we're dealing with right now. And remember, planets in a sign show how you behave, how they come through you. And planets in a house show how you're seen as behaving, how the outside world sees you as. So first we'll do the sun, then we'll move to the houses, because the houses and the signs can be a little bit different. And then we'll move to the moon signs and the ascendant, and then the midheaven. Aries and Libra, they're both cardinal signs. Aries is fire and Libra is air. So the nature of this couple, this pair, is all about me, new. Aries is me, Libra is other. These are generalities that I'm giving you here as well. It always is dependent when you're looking at a chart as to how it's laid out, how many planets might be in a sign. But in the generalities, these are traits. Aries is all about me, individuality, identity, self. Who am I? What am I? What is this I business anyways? When they're young, they're known to be quite self-obsessed. Some say that for Aries, a young Aries, that life stops at the tip of their nose. As they mature, this changes. And they do come to realize that they have to, consider other people and interactions with them. You will notice between Aries and the Aries and Libra sign here that as they age, they become more and more like their opposite sign. Aries is very head first, dynamic, strong, empowered. They'd be like, actions speak louder than words. They're impulsive, so they can sometimes just ram ahead before thinking when young. Usually they mature and step back and think about things. Libra sun, they're all about the team, the other, relationship, partnership, equality, balance, working together. They learn as they age to start to put themselves first, to become more aware of what they need. There's a sense of synergy with Libra. The notion of Libra is if the way they feel, they always feel better if they're helping other people feel better. Everything for them, it has to be equal, balance, equality. They don't dive in head first like a Aries. They're more refined. Aries would look at a Libra and say, "Oh my God, get a life," and Libra would look at a Aries and think, "Oh, you're awfully uncouth." That type of energy. They're Aries and Libra. They're both equal but opposite. Aries is the start of the astrological wheel. It's the spring equinox. Aries season is March 21st to the 19th. Libras is May 23rd till October 22nd. One thing I did want to bring in, I think I'll do it now, is in tarot, I wanted to use the major arcana to show what they represented in the tarot. The Aries represents the Emperor. That's the Emperor. You can see the ram head there. This is Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. And then Libra is the Scales. Card 11. Emperor's card 4. Now, I brought in 2 other cards also because Libra's an air sign. So I often associate Queen of Swords with an air sign. Because that's the thinking, the mental. And I also brought in the Empress because Libra is ruled by Venus, and the Empress is represented by Venus. Mars is ruled by, Aries is ruled by Mars. It's that strong energy. Its first ruler was Pluto, but you'll see as we go along, as we evolve and our consciousness evolves, so does everything around us. Therefore, so has astrology. So it has changed over the years. Even how people view certain signs, things they used to think, like, I'm segueing here, sorry, I don't want to do that. But certain planets they used to have, there's certain archetypes with them, but the perspective of them seems to be shifting now, and I certainly see that when I look at different transits. That's the word I'm looking for, transits. Okay, so sorry about that. Sometimes it's hard for me to stay on task. That's the thing with astrology. It's so fast. You can go down another vein quickly. Let's look at the houses. So Aries rules the first house. Libra rules the 7th house. The first house, Aries would, if it was Aries, this is the house, how people see you being. It's all about how you push or project yourself onto the world. So it's the way you want to be seen as being dynamic, strong, assertive, confident. When younger, it can come across as impulsive, headstrong. Often a lot of Aries energy, when younger, it can be a little bit more confrontational and aggressive, as opposed to when they mature and you're more projective and assertive. I want to say there's a lot of wielding needed when you have a young Aries. And I don't mean it in a controlling way. I mean it in a helping them to evolve and how to learn to use their energy and how to direct it. Aries are really strong. They're strong. And you don't want to manipulate them, but you want them to tap into the power that they have and use it in a power-filled way, which uplifts humanity, versus a powerful way, which powerful can, on the downside, suppress and try to control and dominate. So this is a little bit of a segue again, but I do know that sometimes with really strong Aries energies, putting children into exercises like Tai Chi or Kung Fu. I'm saying Kung Fu. That's probably not what I mean. Sorry, I'm going to make myself laugh. Karate. It's a good way to teach them discipline and how to move their energy. So, yeah, sorry about that. People with a lot of planets in the first house, they're the type that will say, oh, yeah, I'll do that. I'll lead. They just go right for it. Now, as they age, they tend to step back a little bit more into the background. Now, the 7th house, that is all about relationships, any relationship, but all on the one-to-one level. So whether it's family, partner, like lover, spouse, boss, friend, sibling, it's all about relationship on the one-to-one level. It's the way you work, share, and interact with people. If you have a lot of people with a lot of planets in the 7th house will often be seen as really great team workers. They're not comfortable pushing themselves forward. They'd rather be in the background. They'd rather be part of the team. They don't want to be in the background, nor do they want to be in the foreground. They just want to be right in the mix. Libras tend to come forward more in the second half of their life. Not in positions of leadership, but more in positions of responsibility. You do have to watch out for the shadow side of a Libra, which would be indecisive, codependent, passive-aggressive tactics. They can be vain or manipulative, even shallow. And Aries as well. Their shadow that you'd want to watch out for is they could be arrogant, headstrong, unwilling to see other people's point of view, impatient, quick to anger, impulsive. I don't know if I said that. So there's the houses, 1st and the 7th. The next, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, the Aries and Libra are both cardinal signs. Aries is a fire, and Libra is an air sign. So cardinal fire, cardinal air. Let's talk about the moon now. The moon in Aries. So remember, this is your feeling, your emotions. An Aries moon. Steve said in our class that he actually found the representation of an Aries moon. He found that an Aries in a, wow, let me get this right. Aries is more representative in a moon than it is in its actual sun sign, but that's just his personal opinion. So the moon, when young, they can be very volatile. We're talking under 7. They blow hot, cold. They go from 0 to 60 in a moment's notice. Now, as they mature, they do become less emotional sensitive and more open to words like innovation, novelty, originality. Aries are really, really good at starting things, but not good at finishing things. They've got a long list of unfinished projects. Now, the negative side of an Aries moon is they're touchy, they're sensitive, very infantile when young. They get really hot in the face, just, I'm going to do this, and then instantly regret it. On the neutral side of an Aries moon, they have a really strong physical drive and energy. As they age, they learn about being more projective and assertive versus confrontational and aggressive. They learn to count to 10 before responding. And as a positive, they make really oh, sorry, I lost my spot. As a positive, they're really brave. They're really courageous. They're innovative. They're dynamic. They're trailblazers. It's a real assertive energy. They make things happen. They go for things. They put a lot of energy and emotion to whatever they do. And they're a lot of fun to be around. Now, let's look at the Libra. Libra air, or Libra moon. I know a Libra moon in my life, so I found this one really interesting. They can be a little naughty at times. They can be charming and elegant. They are a great chef or cook. They love to feed and nurture people. But with the Aries moon, there's always like a little bit of an undertone. They're like, yeah, I'll do that for you, sure, but you better be nice to me. You better like me. It's kind of a deep-rooted insecurity with the moon in Aries. Not that they would ever admit that to you. You'd have to know them a really, really, really long time before they might give up that information. On the negative, they can come across as emotionally insecure, or it's instability in themselves. And this is why they do things for other people, because it's not just out of a desire to share, but it's also that they'll be appreciated and loved in return. And when they feel they're not getting their needs met, or the love is not returned, they will cut you out of their life. They will walk away, no negotiating, nothing. The shades will come down and that'll be it. On the neutral side, they are really great referees, adjudicators, counselors, anything that brings two sides together. So that they can see each other's point. Libra moon would be like the middle point of a seesaw. And on a positive, they are the perfect host or hostess. They love it. They're happiest when they're entertaining. And for them, it's all about like their dress, their sense of everything, their environment, their demeanor. It's all about charm and charisma and sophistication. They rightly assume that if they carry this out into the world, that the world itself will become like that. So what they want to see in the world, they hold, they are. But don't put them on a spot. Don't put them in the middle of a conversation where it's 50-50 and you have to pit one side against the other, because they will not do that. They will definitely not do that. If you have someone in your life that has their moon in Libra, it would be a good idea to send them compliments every now and then. They need to hear it. It helps really keep them in balance. So that's the sign that's the sign in the Libra and Aries in the sign. Now in the moon sign. Now let's look at the moon in the houses. So a moon in the first house is very different from a moon in Aries. A moon in the first house is very easy for them to say, oh, this is just all about me. And just keep focusing on themselves. They kind of think of it as well, I have to be well before I can help anybody else. And that's very true, but they can, when young, take it to a point where they start to overlook other people's opinions because they're only looking at themselves. But they learn to overcome that as they age. And then they learn to help people. When the moon is in the first house, people are you rarely find yourself being able to help others. You're not in a position yet until you mature. The moon in the 7th house is a great placement. The outside world would see you as, they would see you and go, oh, there's a great team worker. They'll do anything for you. They're happy to help you. They're happy to assist. The moon in the 7th house loves being of help and of service to others. And it's unconditional. They do it because they truly, truly want to. One of the best positions, I think I said that, for the moon to be in, it's perfect synergy. A person with the moon in their 7th house, in a personal relationship, they will put their partner parallel to themselves. So if you meet someone and they have a lot of signs, and they have a moon sign in their 7th, it'd probably be a really good relationship. It's good relationship material, moon in the 7th house. Okay, now we're going on to the Ascendant. Are you still with me? Hope I'm not going too fast. I think as time goes by, I'll learn to, I might look at a different way of bringing it all through. It's a lot of information. The Ascendant is how people see you, how the world views you, when you go out the front door. So Aries, people would see you as, you want it now. You want it all and you want it now. The sensible ones will look at a situation. If they can't get what they want, they will step back and come at it at a different approach until they can get what they want. And at which point, if they don't, they'll walk away. They'll just be like, nope, I'm out of here. The not so sensible ones are where, the rams here, where they're just banging their head, and they just get a headache, and that doesn't work, so then they walk away. But when they're done either way. But as they age, that's when they, they'll stop and they'll come at it from a different angle. Aries will focus on something, and they will put everything into it. They have amazing willpower and determination to achieve what they want. There is no room for negotiation or discussion or compromise with an Aries. That's why Aries on the MC, MidHeaven, which we'll get to, you'll see is really good, because although they're not a team worker, they are great leaders. Great leaders. Now the Ascendant for Libra on the rising. Oh, Libra on the rising, they like to dress in flowing clothes and scarves. They like things that are fluid on the interface between them and the outside world. They come across as elegant and sophisticated, less dramatic than Aries. Aries would be like tight jeans and a leather jacket. Aries likes, more flowing and fluidity in their clothing. Physically, you'll notice that a lot of Aries like to cross their legs for some reason. A Libra, sorry, did I say Aries? I meant Libra. A Libra rising will always be someone who steps into the middle of a situation or a argument and say, okay, what's going on here? Like, how can we help? How can we see each other's side? They'll try to, bring harmony into it. Aries would just walk away. They'd be like, oh, yeah, you guys figure it out, see ya. Aries or Libra likes to bring a degree of elegance and charm and sophistication and subtlety into everything they do. That's one thing Libra in general is. They can be very subtle. The Libra sign also can really get you to do something without you even knowing that they've done that until later. So now let's talk about the midheaven. So the midheaven, highest point in your chart, and this is how you want to be seen in the public, how you want your image to be. So Aries want to be seen as dynamic, assertive, a go-getter, somebody who has good leadership, somebody who gets things done, who's capable of standing up for self and others, who prides themselves on getting things done. Failure's not an option for Aries midheaven, but they do it their way and only their way. Aries midheaven are not team workers, they are leaders. Whereas Libra midheaven, they are team workers. They kind of see themselves as the glue that holds everything together. They're not interested in taking the lead, but what they're interested in is making sure that everybody in the team is working well together. And they often find themselves not in positions of authority or responsibility, but in positions of facilitating, organizing, managing, coordinating. They provide the energy and the environment for everyone else to work together. Again, the essence of Libra here is team, sharing, and synergy. So that was a lot of information. I feel like I just went, oh. It's quite interesting, I think, to get your head around what a sign is and how it shows up in different ways. And when you start to learn about each and every sign, I mean, I've already learned about them all, but now I'm learning about them again, all from different perspectives, from different energies, different ways of seeing them. It's fascinating. As I'm writing my notes to do the video, like I have so many different people coming to mind, like in all areas of my life where I'm seeing these energies show up. One of the things that I love about astrology and like really learning it now is it really takes any sting out of things, not all the time, but a lot of the time, like in conversations or if somebody does something, and it takes the personal out of it. It's like, oh, this is not about me. I immediately go to, this is part of their energy. It's how they connect, it's how they talk, it's how they feel, it's how they interact. And as we get further in and we learn how different astrology signs interact, it becomes quite fascinating. I even think of conversations I've had before with people where I took it personally, or I thought, oh, are they angry at me? Why are they so cold? And I had nothing. I'm like, wow, that wasn't even about me. So I think it's a great tool for just learning more about yourself as well. So on that note, I will leave it there for today. I will be back in a little bit with my next 2 signs, and that is Taurus, Scorpio. And I just had my class on that, and that was really fascinating. I had delved deeper into Aries Libra because it was more prominent in my life. Scorpio's prominent in my life. Taurus is too. There's a lot about the Taurus especially that I didn't know so much about, or I didn't understand. I think it's a better word. So I look forward to doing that video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and share. Bye for now.